Hello there, we are going to talk about the workbench, chemical circuit line piping. As we talked about before, this is the out tank and this is the inner tank. The chemical flow of inner tank and the overflow to out tank. And out tank start the circuit line. The chemical flows through here and through the circuit valve. Normally the valve is open. And through the valve and go to the pre-filter or pump. This pre-filter is to fill the big particle inside the chemical solution to avoid the big particle to affect, even to damage the pump. So this pre-filter of the pump is very important to protect the pump. And this is the pump. The pump parameters can set pump speed and pump alarm condition and pump made by specific material. Because the chemical used in the semiconductor industry for many kinds chemical compound. So every chemical solution has its own specific material to make a pump. So the pump material depending on the chemical component. So every pump is made custom. And then the chemical through the rectifier. Its purpose is to make the flow smoothly. Because the pump stroke to make chemical solution unsmoothly. So this device to make chemical flow smoothly and continue to flow to the service valve. Any unit has to be serviced. Use the valve to cut off the chemical flow. And to here we have a filter, also very important. Is a specific material made. This purpose is just like pump. Specific chemical use specific material. And filter with specific micron opening. For example, the 0.9 micron process use 0.1 micron filter to fill the 0.1 micron above particle. And the more advanced process use more small opening of the filter actually, and with specific flow rate. The flow rate too big or too small cannot accept. And a specific lifetime. We don't want the filter with a very short lifetime. Let engineer service with the pipeline too often. And specific filter with specific SOP of treatment, special pre-treat SOP. Some filter before use it sink the DI water or a solvent for hours, for example. So the SOP of pre-treat is very important to know with the filter. And the filter has its own valve, this service valve. It can drain the chemical out from filter to purge or to the surface. Then normally through the filter we have the service valve also here to cut up the flow circuit line to the surface, and it through the heater here. The heater style often use the big power lamp to heat the chemical solution, or used exchanger style to heat the solution. After heater heat temperature set by recipe, and the recipe to control the heater. And through the flow meter to let the engineer knows the flow rate. The flow meter just send the flow rate to the engineer, and the pump, this is controlled by pump. Increasing the pump speed, you're increasing the flow rate. Decreasing the pump heat speed, you can decrease the flow rate. Then go to through the supply valve and back to the inner tank. This is the chemical circuit line. There's another line called the drain line. Drain line, when we got to service with the tank or do the maintenance or do the chemical renew active, use the drain line to drain the chemical. The drain line with the drain valve to open the chemical to drain, and most chemical with higher than room temperature For example, the chemical usually have the 80 degree or 70 degree, even to 155 degree, and so on. So it's hot chemical cannot go to treatment equipment directly. So before go to the treatment, it got to be cooling. So this is a cooling exchanger tank to store the hot chemical, and use the cooling exchanger to make it cool. Usually it cool under 13 degree centigrade. The temperature lower to 13 centigrade. The drain valve open to let the chemical to treatment of the facility. To do the chemical reaction to make chemical non-hazard, and then go to a treatment vendor company to take care of it. Okay, let's see you next time.